Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. I know it's been a while. For all the newcomers in the zone and on my channel, I have to advise you that the entire video will be a spoiler for Shadow of Chernobyl. The first game in the series had a unique feature compared to the S.T.A.L.K.E.R games that followed, something that is not new in the gaming industry but is not used too often. Most of the video games have only one final ending, or in many other cases, a good and a bad ending, like in the Metro franchise for example. Almost in every game with multiple endings, you reach one or another end of story based on your decisions and actions taken during the gameplay. In some cases, you can almost oversee what fate you will have and what you have caused in the game universe. Well, in Shadow of Chernobyl it's kinda different. There is not a single ending, it doesn't have only a good or a bad ending either. It has 7 different endings, 5 that are false, or you may call bad, 1 that is true and it's the good ending, which is used to continue the story in Call of Pripyat, so it's also considered canon, and 1 ending that I find somewhere in between, but that's just my personal opinion. This one is also considered the true ending. Before starting, if you like my videos, make sure to subscribe and share this video with your fellow stalkers. Let's start with the false ones and how you get them. All of the bad endings are going to take place in the highly irradiated sarcophagus at the call of the wish granter. Although it fulfills your wish, it does so in an unexpected fashion, which always ends with the protagonist being punished rather than rewarded. I had this ending the first time I played Shadow of Chernobyl back in 2009, and it was hard to be avoided because when you play the game for the first time, there is no hint to tell you that you are doing something wrong. You may be the biggest pacifist, but greed will kill you one way or another. I'm talking about I want to be rich ending, in which after you make your wish to get loads of cash, you get showered in gold coins pouring from the ceiling of the reactor number 4. But in the end, that was just an illusion, and you get killed under the pressure of the fallen roof. To get here, as I mentioned earlier, it is very easy. You only need to have at least 50,000 rubles, which is not that hard to achieve. This one may sound brave and kind for the rest of the humanity, but I want the zone to disappear, it's still a bad ending. In some way the zone disappears, but only for you. Because you become blind, literally you can't see it, so it doesn't exist anymore. Imagine being blind and trapped in the sarcophagus. You can only get this ending if you have an excellent reputation, less than 50,000 rubles, and the leaders of duty and freedom are still alive. The only mistake you've done is to stumble into the sarcophagus and believe that you can really change something. The third bad ending is also about greed, but greed for power, which is not only harmful for you, but for the rest of the world too. This one is the I want to rule the world wish. I won't describe the entire scene, it looks fantastic, but what I can understand from this ending is that you become one with the monolith, which hopes for the same thing as you. So you kind of did it, or not. Maybe if the monolith will take over the world, S.T.A.L.K.E.R will also take over the world. To start this event, it's a bit obvious that you behaved like a punk in the zone, so you have to kill both duty and freedom leaders and have less than 50,000 rubles. This one is a pretty well spread wish among the real world. Many people would like to be immortal, maybe out of curiosity to see what happens next, who knows. I'd like to be immortal, so maybe one day I could play Half-Life 3. The I want immortality ending is plain and simple. You are turned into a statue, you are not alive but not dead at the same time, and you will stay like that for quite some time. To become a historical monument, you need to have less than 50,000 rubles, kill one of the duty or freedom leaders, and have a mediocre reputation, somewhere between terrible and excellent. The last false ending is the worst and the most complex of them all, so it seems to me. S.T.A.L.K.E.'s wish is that humanity is corrupt, mankind must be controlled. As a little detail, in the Russian version of the game, it is not controlled but destroyed. This ending could be seen in 2 ways, you choose. One is that S.T.A.L.K.E.R gets from the monolith all the knowledge and information that our world can offer only to leave him by himself in a dark and endless void. He, therefore, controls humanity by virtue of the fact that he is humanity. The second version is that he either oversees the future of the humanity being controlled, or even S.T.A.L.K.E.R himself changes the future of our species through the monolith forces. This turns into humanity's destruction with our most powerful weapons. As previously, the protagonist floats in a dark void because the world we live in, including S.T.A.L.K.E.R, no longer exists. This can only be achieved if your reputation is terrible, own less than 50,000 rubles, and both duty and freedom leaders are dead. See how easy it is to take the I want to be rich ending? In all the false endings but the coin dropping one, you need to have less than 50,000 rubles. Enough with the bad endings, let's start with the true ones, in which you have to do some stuff to avoid the generosity of the wish granter. All you need to do is this. First, you have to speak with Guide after finishing the X16 quest, but keep in mind that you have to do this before you meet Doc. Second, as mentioned previously, you need to meet Doc following the quest line, but only after meeting Guide. If done the other way around, you won't be able to get true endings because Guide won't spawn. Doc will be at S.T.A.L.K.E.R's hiding place in Agroprom Underground, where he also informs you that the Wish Granter is a trap for close-minded fools and gives you the coordinates of a stash located in Pripyat. Last but not least, you have to reach this stash, which contains, besides some useful stuff, a decoder which will help you to open a certain door in the sarcophagus. If you manage to do all of this, it doesn't matter how much money you have or who you are going to kill. After opening the damn door and fighting against loads of Monolith's warriors, you will come across a hologram located in the Monolith Control Center, the image of the so-called true wish granter. Here it is mandatory to destroy the orbs that surround the hologram so the true endings are activated. The hologram will tell you everything you should know about the recent past of S.T.A.L.K.E.R, the goal of the sea consciousness, the formation of the zone, and the use of the acronym S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Here comes into place your final decision in the game because the hologram will ask you if you want to join the sea consciousness, which reminds me of the ending of the first Half-Life game, to be honest.
Time to choose. Wisely done, Mr. Freeman. I will see you up ahead.
Anyway, if you accept, this is somehow a true ending, which is also not canon, and S.T.A.L.K.E.R is placed in some sort of tube, with cables connected to his head. All of this is followed by a cutscene in which Doc is wondering what happened to S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
I haven't seen S.T.A.L.K.E.R in a long time. Is he dead already? Although he's hardy as a cat.
As Doc is wondering what happened to S.T.A.L.K.E.R, so do we, but we kind of know what happened to him. But the true question is what will happen to the zone if this was the canon ending? I guess we will never know. And the seventh ending, the true ending, the good one, the canon decision, you name it, is declining the offer. This will let you explore the CNPP for a little while because you automatically get teleported outside of the power plant, and again you have to fight through a bunch of brain dead monolith troopers. Besides that, you have to go through 15 portals to reach your final destination and say Idina Hui for one more time to Sidorovich. The game ends with a cutscene in which S.T.A.L.K.E.R destroys the sea consciousness tubes, basically leaving it without human minds used as fuel. S.T.A.L.K.E.R feels relieved, but at the same time, he is not sure about his choice.